First thing I would love to tell you is that I'm so excited for you. I'm excited that you took a risk and took your own time to write a grant. I am also excited because you have decided to look into and experience something that is up and coming in education. Gamification is something that has been researched over the last couple of years, but is also fairly new to the classroom setting. There's various opinions on it. So I wanted to take a moment just to go through some things with you, just for your consideration. I'm sure you researched some of the pros and cons to gamification, but I want to share with you an infographic that I found that I thought might help. The first thing I want you to realize is that depending on the age you teach, um, there are different statistics that can prove that it does make a difference in a classroom setting. I'm excited that you've decided to look into that. We see that there's a great increase. Tiffany Ford, for instance, quoted that 70% of teachers report that learning gains are seen after using gaming in the classroom. And you've decided to take that on in your own classroom and see if that is the case indeed. So I give you congratulations for that, for taking that risk. There are concerns, as you know, to gamification. There are both benefits and some negatives. Depending on the research that you look at, I think you could prove it both ways. We know that gamification has benefits, the engagement. It changes the students' have to a want to. We know that students speak in the language of gaming. If you ask them what is work, they say school and homework. If you ask them what is play, they say video games. So we know that they look at it as something that they enjoy doing, and they it also brings to them the idea of learning from their mistakes. Unlike in an educational setting where they have an assessment, and if it's wrong, it's wrong, they have an opportunity through gaming to correct their wrongs, to make their score higher, to earn the medal or trophy that the game allows them to earn. So it allows them to be resilient in their learning, and we're teaching them not to fear their mistakes, to learn from them. It helps them build up their resilience, not giving up. So I think that's one of the things that you're going to experience in your classroom. It also gives them immediate feedback. Students know right away whether or not they achieve their goal by the points they earn, by the medals they earn, whatever, however you set up your gaming. So that immediate feedback is good for them, and it encourages them to keep trying. It extends their opportunities. So instead of being one and out, they're able to keep trying until they achieve the goal that they want to achieve. It gives them actually tangible benefits right away that they can see and understand. It also is fun. It engages them, it makes them enthusiastic about what they're doing. So we know that that will motivate your eighth graders as well. Another thing that we see in gaming is that you can make multiple subjects. You can have multiple subjects covered depending on how you design your game or which gaming software you choose to use. So I'm excited to see that for you as well. It allows students to work collaboratively together, not only with the students in their classroom and social connections, but students all over the world. And it allows you as a teacher to differentiate their learning, to see their data. Now, there are some concerns, as you know. We don't want our students to look at external rewards as the only reason to learn. That's one of the things that you're going to have to really consider. And we also don't want them to think that if it's not fun, it's not worth doing. We know that some people claim that it's a fad, and it hasn't really been around long enough for us to really get concrete data on that. Some people even claim that it decreases their attention span. But as you can see, if you look through the bottom of this infographic, it also claims that a study in 2009, and I'm looking in this area right here, found that a study in 2009 found that children who want to play the video games are less likely to develop attention decreases. So again, looking at this is something that we've got to just learn from our own experiences from, because right now the data can suggest either way. So let me get back to my video because I have a couple of things that I would like to suggest for you. One of the things that you might want to think about is making sure that your game connects to local problems, things that challenges in the real world that they can relate to. Another is make sure your tasks are short and relevant, and that they can see immediate feedback for them. Making them too long or complex might lose their attention. Make sure you play the game yourself. You need to fully understand it and start small, making sure that you have lots of planning time. You mentioned behavior and also academic. Maybe you start with one of those. Maybe you start with Class Dojo and focus on behaviors. Maybe you decide to start on your content area, but I would sort of warn you against starting broad in two different areas so that you could really focus in and see the gains through whichever you choose to do. I want to challenge you with some things. How are you going to educate your parents? Think about that because a lot of parents view gaming as just having fun. They're not going to understand that it is a part of the classroom setting. Another thing I want you to consider is, are they allowed to play it at home? And if so, do they have the resources to do so? Do you have enough computers in your classroom? And are you going to provide class time for them to play in? Another thing that I really want you to start thinking about as you are looking into gaming in your very own classroom is we've got to assess their growth. Maybe we can look at pre and post tests if it's academic based. Maybe if you're deciding on going with Classroom Dojo or another behavior management gaming system, gamification program, we can look at amount of referrals or it calls home, seeing if they decrease. You might even want to consider doing this with half of your eighth grade and seeing the difference in scores between the two of them. Just some things for you to think about. But overall, I'm so excited for you to experience this. I would love for you to share with the staff if that's at all possible. It would be awesome if you could also allow them to be a part of your gaming program so that we can maybe show them what it's like to be a learner in that process. Just so excited for you. I cannot thank you enough for what you do for our school, and I'm looking forward to helping you determine if this is an avenue that you would like to proceed with in the future. Good luck, and please keep me informed.